So lumber prices are crashing, and I'm going to talk about what that could mean for Home Depot stock. If you recall, at the pandemic's onset, businesses thought that revenue and sales was going to collapse, and so businesses of all kinds started to, prepare for the worst, and that was not different for lumber mills, which initially pulled back their production, pulled back their plans, thinking that, we're going to go into a pandemic, the demand for lumber is going to fall, and so we shouldn't be producing as much lumber as we were normally doing. However, the opposite happened, right? If you remember, the when we were locked down, one of the most popular activities during lockdowns was home improvement. And sales for Home Depot and Lowe's and the entire home improvement industry surged. And so, with the support, of course, of stimulus checks and all of different kinds of government stimulus around the world, and we see here, and so what I have here is the price of lumber per 1,000 board feet going back 25 years, right? So going all the way back to 1998. If you look here, what happened at the pandemic's onset, so let's go to the shorter chart here for the 5 year. And we see here at 2020, there was initially at the pandemic's onset, the price crashed from about 950 from right here, February. It crashed all the way down to 300 per thousand square feet. And then it surged all the way up to 900. And then it crashed a little bit. And then it surged all the way up to more than almost 1750 per square foot. So more than it's ever been. It surged all the way that high. If we look back at the last 25 years, again, um, we see that it had never been this expensive at any point in history in the last 25 years. Way more than it's ever been, right? So that was unsustainable. There was many investors speculating that the price would eventually crash, and that's what's happening now. A massive crash followed by a rebound because there was more stimulus checks in 2021, but now it's crashed again, and now it's back down to about $486 per 1,000 board feet, and it's unlikely to rebound again up to those higher levels because it doesn't look like governments are going to have any more stimulus coming out. They realize that all of that economic stimulus payments has helped in create this unfathomable bout of inflation worldwide, and so they're going to be more restrained in stimulating the economy because they don't want to make inflation worse. And so lumber prices are crashing. So what could that mean for Home Depot stock, right? Because we buy a lot of lumber is one of the main things that people go to Home Depot for to buy. And in Home Depot's most recent quarterly statement, the EVP of merchandising, Jeff Kinnaird, talked about some different categories and talked about electrical, decor and storage, kitchen, bath, outdoor tools, gardens, indoors, and lumber were positive in the quarter, but they were below the company's average. So lumber sales was below the company average. And going on, they note that deflation, right? Everybody's talking about inflation, but here Home Depot is talking about deflation because many of the core commodities, it's not just lumber that's crashing, many other core commodities are falling from their highs. But deflation from core commodities negatively impacted their average ticket growth by 14 basis points during the second quarter, driven primarily by lower lumber prices. So lower lumber prices are causing what they call the average ticket, which is what the average customer order is at Home Depot. It's falling because they're having to spend less as the price is falling. So let's go look at that. Here we have Home Depot's most recent quarterly statement, and they note here the average ticket over here, $90 So the average purchase is $90 at Home Depot. That was still up from $82.48. So still up 9% from the year before. But that would have been much higher if it wasn't for deflation from these core commodities. And similar for the 6 months ended in July 31st, down 10%. However, they did note here, if you look at customer transactions, so this is the amount of times customers come in, that was down 3% year over year in the most recent quarter and 5.5% for the most recent 6 months. So they are seeing customers coming to Home Depot less often. Now, with lumber prices crashing as far as they did continuously, so the crash got worse since July 31. So what Home Depot investors could hope for is the fact that as the prices fell, more customers took on projects that they delayed because of the higher prices. So you may have had a project that required a lot of lumber that was going to cost you a certain amount for the project that you decided, you know what, I'll put this on hold for now because the prices are too high. But now that prices have crashed, many households might now say, oh, you know what, prices are lower now, so let's go ahead and take on that project. So that's what investors can hope for. And to make that case even stronger, Home Depot's policy in terms of price fluctuations is typically when prices of commodities come down, Home Depot is quick to lower their prices for customers. So when prices fall, Home Depot quickly lowers its prices at the stores to match with the price and fall in commodity prices. And on the opposite side, when prices rise, Home Depot is slow to increase prices on consumers. So on both sides, when prices are increasing and decreasing, Home Depot takes a more customer-friendly approach to pricing. And so when they're falling, they're going to be quick to lower prices for customers if they stick to their philosophy, which I don't see any reason why they won't do in this case. And so that could be good news for customers. And if it's good news for customers, it could be good news for investors in Home Depot stock. So this is what it could mean. Home Depot's crashing lumber prices could help Home Depot's sales because it could increase the amount of customers that come in and take on projects that they delayed, that they put on hold. But it could also decrease the average ticket because now if a customer was planning on buying a basket of goods at Home Depot, the price of that basket of goods could be lower because they've lowered the prices on lumber. So two effects it could have. This is what we're going to be paying attention to. This is what I'm going to be paying attention to when Home Depot next announces its quarterly earnings results. And I will be sure to have a review for you all, an update for you all on my channel. So please be sure to subscribe if you want to see the effects of the crashing lumber prices on Home Depot's business and subsequently on its stock. All right, so that's all I've got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for all investors of all skill sets and risk levels. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by more than 3 times. Go to fool.com/Parkev to get your 10 stock picks now.